my name's Peta Taylor. This is a short drawing exercise to build confidence and focus you on looking again. All you're going to need is a pen. So a biro or a fine line pen, some A4 paper and a clear image of a portrait, a face, perhaps a photograph, but ideally a drawing or painting. The first thing is to make sure that your paper is the right scale and dimensions. I've cut mine to the same size as the image because it was easy, I'm working from a book. And then put your paper as close as you can to the image, whether it's online or in a book. That way your eyes don't have to move very far between. You can just flick back. And I'm going to be looking at the image more than my drawing because this is a little bit like a removed tracing. Try to imagine that you're working from a map, for example, and that you're looking at a country that you've never seen before. You don't know how the curves and the inlets and the outlets and the islands and the lakes all work. So that's why we draw upside down. It's because it's unpredictable, like a map. And basically you have a situation where you can't use your imagination. You can't predict how this nose, how this eye is going to look. You have to look at how the artist has drawn or painted it. This is George Romney, and he painted this in 1784. One of the things that I love about this portrait is how frank and honest it appears to be. He actually painted this when he was with a friend in the countryside where he preferred to go. He worked a lot in London, very successful society portrait painter, and he was rather tired of it, although at this time he had also discovered his muse, Emma Hart, who later famously became Lady Emma Hamilton and Nelson's mistress. He painted over 60 portraits of her. So what I'm doing here as I go around is I am simply following the lines. These strong tones in this portrait allow me to make lines around shadows. And another interesting thing about drawing upside down is that it stops my lack of confidence around certain things. So for example, here's an ear. I don't really recognise it as an ear. I can just see a bunch of strange shapes and colours that the artist has drawn, a hook shape and a couple of other flicks. Because it's upside down, I'm not thinking, oh, I can't draw ears, they're really difficult. I'm just looking, and that's what's happening to my brain. I am simply observing and copying. I'm not making anything up. I'm not trying to remember how ears or eyes or anything look in other drawings, in photographs, in other paintings or cartoons or illustrations. I'm not thinking about those and how something should look. I am simply looking at how it does make a shape, a line. Another thing this does brilliantly, I think, is it really draws your attention to distances and proportions. We're often told, aren't we, that eyes are about halfway down the face, and look, here it is, almost exactly in the middle of the face of this 3/4 view. I think that's actually a little bit big. I've just made a classic mistake of making the eye a tiny bit too big there, but I'm going to carry on and I'm going to draw all these lines. Forget about eyes, but just draw the eyelid lines, the shadow lines, little bag under his eye, the sockets. Look how many lines there are in an eye. And trying simply to think about the shapes he has made. Slightly angular shape there with his quizzically raised eyebrow, I think. Okay, I'm going to continue drawing without speaking because I find it very difficult to draw, look and speak at the same time. Different parts of my brain working. Now you'll see I've started enjoying some of the marks that the artist has made, really looking at some of the sketchiness of his hair or across his coat collar and so on. You can make this drawing as long or as short as you like. You can do a 5-minute, 10-minute drawing, or you can keep adding tones and detail until you're happy for 20 minutes, whatever suits. Okay, I think I'm ready almost to do a reveal and show you how old George has turned out. Okay, let's just see where we are. Cynical, world-weary George Romney.